Happy New Year everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today, I'll be sharing my plans and changes for the channel. But before that, I want to apologize for my lack of communication. I've been absent on most social media platforms in the recent months and have done sudden and gradual changes to the channel without any explanation. You're gonna get answers, but that doesn't excuse the lack of transparency on my end. And for that, I'm sorry. That said, I want to thank you guys. Thank you for watching my videos and giving them a chance. I'm aware that my content is niche and just a drop in the ocean that is YouTube. Yet some of you are willing to lend me a few minutes of your time that is precious and indispensable. Thank you for subscribing and helping the channel grow. I'm still surprised that we made it this far. The fact that there are at least 200 of you willing to hear me out, it's humbling. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. This may sound sappy, but your comments help me get through the abusive relationship known as being a YouTube content creator. There were times where I was considering quitting, but your comments made me rethink. And I won't deny that hearing your feedback is both validating and gratifying. And finally, I want to give a few shoutouts to the friends of the channel. Retro Drew, Infinite Combo Reviews, Glitch Hunting Gamer, Niche Plays, Camis Drunky, Retro Kingpin, Ryoma 0045, and your favorite son. These guys have helped keep me sane and grounded, especially in the last few months. They're nice people and have great content, so please check them out. I've left a link to their channels in the description. Now let's address the shamrock green in the room. As I said, there have been changes to the channel. Let's start with the retro branding, which I'm dropping for the simple reason that it's beginning to be disingenuous on my end. Let's be honest, retro is a form of branding on YouTube. The word carries some form of expectation. If you look at my recent videos, they're mostly game reviews. They're reviews of retro games, but that's about it. I don't really do what other retro channels do. No gaming hauls, pickups, or unboxings. The first and last time I did it, it didn't sit well with me and I stopped doing them. No gaming memories. The closest I got was hooting about, but not really. I've also stopped participating in the retro scene. No recent visits to retro subreddits, nor any visits to my local retro group. Shit, I didn't even grow up watching half of the retro tubers you guys do. I was vibing with a different set of creators instead, and even now, I don't have the impetus to check the big names in the scene. And that's fine. To be clear, no one is forcing me to do the expected retro content. But at the same time, I don't want to set false expectations. I don't want to lie to you guys. Second, I'm dropping the predetermined video topics list that I've been doing since late 2020. Simply put, it's constraining and I don't pull through with the list half of the time. I've done last minute changes, usually rearranging which topics come first, so I don't have to force myself to do a video on a game I have no current interests on. If I'm gonna make last minute compromises with myself, I might as well remove the list entirely. Third is the current game review / video essay format. Quite frankly, I like this format. It's a style that I've been meaning to try, and once I did it on the Vib Ribbon video, I'm hooked. I fucking love it. It allows some leniency in terms of potential topics and ways to discuss them. It helps me do seamless transition from one point to the next. Things don't feel overly scripted or forced, making the videos flow better. I'll be sticking to this one for the definite future. That said, it's not perfect and still needs more work. Personally, I want to refine it until I can have my own spin on the presentation style. Last is the meme and shitpost content in the game reviews. Honestly, I'm having so much fun making the videos. Dumbass me should have realized this sooner because this fits my sense of humor. The same humor I tried to show in prior videos, except they suck. It feels great to mess around, go ham, and simply not care. I find it cathartic and funny to joke about current events, within reason of course. It feels great to not try stupidly hard when making a video. For the first time in this space, I'm being me, a guy who loves games, history, culture, and shitposts. I'll admit, I'm inspired by an African warlord, an inaccurate game reviewer, and Seth's calmer personality. But outside of those guys, the way I want to do videos right now is helping me improve as a content creator. It makes me think differently to how I used to. It's challenging me to be more creative, to crack jokes, to find imaginative segues, to push the limit of my editing capabilities. I understand this decision is not for everyone. Humor and video content is subjective after all. but that's absolutely fine. If I've alienated you by choosing this path, I'm sorry, and I fully understand if you decide to have a break with my content. Last year, I was striving for 2 videos a month. That is until the final quarter where I reverted to a single video per month. The reason behind it is burnout. Pretty ironic on my end since I've experienced burnout multiple times making videos, but instead of learning from my actions, I stubbornly tried to push through, and all it did was make me tired and sad. To be clear, I aimed for 2 videos per month last year because of how YouTube systems value consistent video releases, and because I believed I can do it, and technically I can. However, I overestimated my capabilities and underestimated the toll it would have on my mental state. And of course, my mental state would reflect on the videos, making them bad if not stale content. I remember feeling a small hint of dread and a large amount of exhaustion when planning for the next video, especially for Hooting Abouts or PS1 Music Talks. Sure, I had a predetermined list, but that didn't make it easier, as weird as that sounds. It started to be a chore. Scheduling them and thinking about them became a major pain. Ultimately, I ended not being proud of certain videos. As for the new upload schedule, I was originally planning a new video whenever I can attitude. But then again, this is YouTube where consistency is important no matter the cost. So to bridge the gap, I'm doing 1 video per month. To clarify, this doesn't mean I'll be strictly releasing 1 video per month. Rather, that's the minimum amount. This way, I have enough time to work on a video, whether it be writing scripts, video editing, or making thumbnails. Ultimately, I want to have a video I can be proud of, and I've only been feeling that recently. So what about these 2? Are they gone? Frankly, I don't know. On one hand, I don't want to completely write them off. I mean, shit, the 2 formats never got to mature. On the other hand, they don't necessarily fit with how I want to currently do things. If I ever bring them back, a lot of experimentation has to be done on my end. They have to be something I can have fun with. Hell, I won't be surprised if they come out as something unrecognizable. Frankly speaking, I always had some concerns with Hooting About and PS1 Music Talk. They never felt sustainable. It didn't feel like they could compare with the game reviews even without my eventual burnout. It was difficult to pin down and reconcile what those formats were supposed to be and to push them forward. For example, Hooting About was supposed to be my chill, free talk ramble format. Instead, I spent as much, if not more time, thinking about the topic and having a sensible opinion than the game reviews. It became a commentary style video. As for PS1 Music Talk, it honestly had no identity. It was supposed to be my way of gushing about certain PS1 music. Instead, it became an attempt of a technical dissection of music pieces, something I'm not prepared for. It was during the release of the Melodies of Life video that I realized this format is all over the place. For a quick recap, I'll be dropping the retro branding because I don't want to set false expectations. Video content will not be predetermined, but instead decided as time passes to allow flexibility and topic choices. I'll be focusing on game reviews using my current format of video essays and memes with some discussions on history and culture. Said content will be released on a single monthly basis with other video formats currently on limbo. Oh, if I wasn't disappointing enough, no Racing Lagoon English patch game review. At least, not yet. Yeah, that's about it. Again, thank you everyone for being with me on this journey. I hope I've convinced you guys to stick around a while longer as I provided a more concrete view of the channel moving forward. I promise to make this format stick longer than everything I've had so far. Here's to 2022. Stay safe everyone, and take care.